I have seen a lot of anime, and not many of them have been able to get me emotionally invested enough to make me cry. I feel like I talk about X anime making me cry a lot, but I think that's because of how rare it actually is. Because of that, when an anime about 4 girls going to Antarctica is able to make me ugly cry, then it tends to stick with me. And this anime was able to make me cry twice. The first time it made me cry was as a child in a theater while watching Pokemon the first movie. Y'all know the scene I'm talking about. I don't need to really go into it and get copyright striked, but the second one was a little more recent. Now, I don't think that I need to tell you what Pokemon is. It is probably one of the single most recognizable series. The only thing more recognizable being the original English theme song. If you were to randomly start singing this song on a train, there is an 80% chance that someone is going to jump in and start singing it with you. This is a series that a lot of people grew up watching, and hearing this song not only makes them remember the show, but also brings them back to a simpler time when they were a kid. A glorious time before bills, jobs, and all those pesky responsibilities. Remember this, because this is going to be important. It's going to be on the quiz later this week. This scene right here, this is the one that made me cry. Now, why would a scene about 2 guys having a Pokemon battle be so impactful that it could bring 99% of the 90s kid population to tears? Well, like most scenes that make you cry, it's all about context. First, we have to look at who these guys are. One is Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town, a protagonist that we have been following for over 20 years at this point. He's still 10, by the way. The other guy is the current Pokemon champion. If Ash wins this match, this will be the first time that Ash becomes the Pokemon champion. This is a goal that Ash has had since day one. He wants to be the very best, like no one ever was. A lot of 90s kids were about the same age as Ash when he started his journey, and some of us also wanted to be the very best, like no one ever was. But during the 20 years that Ash spent traveling around and getting into hilarious hijinks, most of us gave up on those dreams that we had. A lot of kids have dreams like, I want to be an astronaut, or I want to be a director, I want to live in a house made of chocolate. But part of growing up is realizing how difficult those things are to achieve. You realize what it actually takes to be the thing you dreamed of, how difficult that journey can be, and no matter how hard you work, at the end of the day, sometimes it can just come down to luck. I think that a lot of us have given up on those dreams that we had at 10 years old because they were silly. You can't go to the NBA, you're too short. You can't be a professional video game player, that's not a real job. You can't be a Pokemon master and date Misty, anime isn't real. And I admit, sometimes dreams can be silly when you are 10 years old. When we see someone who set out on a silly dream all those years ago on the precipice of accomplishing his goal, we're brought right back to that time when we were 10 years old. You see Pikachu on the ground completely exhausted from his fight. It doesn't look like there is any way that he can continue. But then Ash tells Pikachu to take a look around, and you see not only Ash's current team, but almost every Pokemon throughout his entire journey. Ash reminds Pikachu that he isn't alone. There are so many people and Pokemon that helped them get to this point. Pikachu's burden is lifted by his current and past companions, and he finally obtains the legendary status of a Super Saiyan. The original English Pokemon theme song starts playing. A rush of emotions and nostalgia hit me like a truck. Tears start forming in my eyes. Ash is finally going to do it. The main character can't lose while his theme song is playing. This is just a fact. The opposing trainer's Charizard also powers up for one final attack. Ash turns his hat around. Oh my god, I haven't seen him do this since the original Pokemon. Pikachu and Charizard clash, and the rest is history. Watching this moment makes you think, what if I hadn't given up on my dreams of being a ninja? What if I really made my life a true adventure and didn't listen to the world when they told me to get a real job? I think seeing Ash and Pikachu finally taking hold of their dream makes the inner child in all of us scream out for adventure. I've wanted to be a full-time YouTuber since before it was a real thing. I have constantly doubted whether I could ever really make that dream a reality, but I have also doubted that Ash could ever become a Pokemon champion. I mean, this guy gave away Butterfree, even after everything they've been through, even after struggling through that Metapod Harden battle.
Metapod Harden, like his! Maximum hardness, Metapod!
My point is, there were a lot of times that it didn't look like Ash was going to make it either, but look at him now. I get emotional when I see him finally accomplishing his dreams because I also want a Super Saiyan Pikachu. I also want to be 10 forever and throw my hat backwards while kicking ass. I think that this moment gives us hope, that one day, maybe we will also be the very best like no one ever was. Thank you very much for watching, and just remember, you don't have to believe in yourself. Believe in me. Believe in the me that believes in you, and I'll see you in the next video.